Addition with me Ashwini Shetty. In the previous edition, we spoke about 1929 Great Depression and the Black Monday crash of 1987. Without delay, let's move on to the today's topic, that is the dot-com bubble burst. It was the late 1990s and the internet was booming. Companies like Amazon, eBay and Yahoo were the darlings of the Wall Street, and investors were pouring billions of dollars into new internet startups with the hope of striking it rich. The dot-com crash, also known as the dot-com bubble burst or the internet bubble burst, was the stock market crash that occurred from 2000 to 2002 primarily in the United States. The crash was caused by the rapid rise of internet-related companies fueled by a speculative investment bubble. Many of these companies had little or no revenue but were valued based on their potential for future growth. Investors poured billions of dollars into these companies, often without fully understanding the risks involved. However, as the dot-com bubble burst, the value of these companies plummeted and many went bankrupt. The Nasdaq Composite Index, which was dominated by tech stocks, fell from a peak of 5,048 points in March 2000 to a low of 1,139 in October 2002, losing nearly 80% of its value. By the way, why were investors so excited about internet startups? Well, investors saw that internet was the next big thing and believed that these startups had the potential for massive growth and profit. But as the new millennium approached, signs of trouble began to emerge. Many of these internet startups had little to no revenue and their business models were often based on hype rather than sound financial principles. And do you know why these startups valued so highly if they had no revenue or solid business models? Many investors believed that these startups had the potential to disrupt established industries and create entirely new market and were willing to overlook their lack of revenue and profitability in short term. But in early 2000s, the bubble burst. Stock market of internet related companies began to plummet and investors began to realize that many of these companies were overvalued and had little chance of ever making profit. And then what happened to these internet startups when the bubble burst? Of course, many internet startups went bankrupt or they were forced to downsize and the tech industries suffered a significant setback. And were there any positive effects of this dot-com crash? Of course, yes. The dot-com crash led to a more realistic approach to investing in technology companies with a great focus on revenue and profitability rather than just potential growth. This helped to create a more stable and sustainable tech industry in the long run. And what lessons you can learn from this dot-com crash of 2000? The dot-com crash showed the importance of sound business models, revenue generation and profitability, and the need for more realistic and responsible approach to investing in technology companies. As we look back on the dot-com crash of 2000, it's clear that the excitement and hype of this time blinded many investors to the risk and challenges of investing in unproven startups. It serves as a reminder that while invention and disruptions are important drivers of progress, a solid foundation of financial stability and responsible investment practices is critical for long-term success. What do you think are the key takeaways for the dot-com crash of 2000? And how can we apply these lessons to the tech industries today? Let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching. See you soon.